Ayan, so good afternoon. Good afternoon sa inyong lahat. Welcome sa ating mga manonood, grade 6 students, and pati rin sa ating mga teachers. Good afternoon po mga ma'am and sir. And welcome po sa ating DepEd Itulay online tutorial for grade 6 mathematics. So alam niyo na, pag Friday, it's Itulay Day for mathematics. So ako ulit ang inyong mga kasama ngayong hapon ito. Ako ang inyong tutor, your math bay, Tutor Andre. Of course, kasama rin natin bilang director. Kasamahan ko si Tutor Prince, ang Prince of Math. So good afternoon, Tutor Prince. And bago muna tayo magsimula, ay bati-bati muna tayo sa ating mga avid viewers. Ayan. So good afternoon po, Cassandra Bravo from Gamu Central School, grade 6 Mahogany, watching and listening to DepEd Itulay. Ayan. Good afternoon, Cassandra. Isa ito sa mga solvemates natin. Ayan, si Carl Dominic U. Baliwas. Good afternoon po. Ayan. So, si Dayan Tuazon, good afternoon po, watching from Isabelo de los Reyes Elementary School. Ayan. Si Carl Dominic Baliwas, ayan, grade 6 from Muñoz Central School, Science City of Muñoz, Nueva Ecija, Region 3, all the way from Nueva Ecija pa pala si Carl. Ayan. Si Dayan Tuazon, good afternoon po, tutor. Andre, ayan. So, ayan, sa ating mga avid viewers. So, just sit back and ako nang bahala sa inyong lesson for grade 6 mathematics. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, kung handa na tayo. Ayan. So for our lesson for today, this is quarter 4, week 2 of Mathematics 6. We are finding and solving routine and non-routine problems involving volume of solid figures. So ito lamang ay continuation ng ating discussion nung last week, no? It's just that we're going to apply what you have learned last week. Okay. So, ayan, dahil nga po nang binanggit ko kanina, so every Friday ay abangan nyo kami ni Tutor Prince for grade 6 mathematics. That is from 1 o'clock to 1:40 p.m. via our FB and YouTube pages, ating DepEd EdTech Unit, DepEd Tayo, DepEd Philippines, and DepEd EdTech and DepEd TV. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Okay, ayan. So special thanks to our dear teachers for lending us our module that we have that we're going to use for today. Ayan, so we have quarter 4 module 2. Ayan. Thank you po mga ma'am and sir. Okay, so we have objectives of the lesson. So at the end of the session, you will be able to find the following. So find the volume of cylinders, pyramids, cones, and spheres. And also, you're going to solve routine and non-routine problems involving volumes of solids. Ayan, okay. Sige. So, bago mo tayo magsimula, parangalan muna natin mga solvemates of the week for quarter 3, week 8. So, ito na yung medyo nakaligtaan natin nung last week. Ayan. So, si Cassandra C. Bravo. Ayan, congratulations. Ang ating solvemate. And for our solvemates of the week for quarter 4, week 1, we have the following. Isa-isayin natin sila. Si Kevin Martin J. Doluntap, Henry Stephen P. Kadapan, Jeric Johan S. Ramirez, Ian Gale Dilay, and Nerwin P. Negal Jr. Ayan. So, ito pa pala si Gracie N. Kionisala. So, congratulations sa ating mga solvemates. Okay, so quick recap muna tayo or quick recall nung inyong natutunan nung last week. Sige nga. So, I have here a short exercise. So, what you're going to do, my dear students, is to answer the following. So, using our chat box in our FB Live, mangyari lamang na ilagay natin ang ating mga sagot doon. So, the instruction is, consider the box of words below and read the items that follow. Fill each blank in the items with the correct word, phrase, or expression found inside the box. So, ayan po. So, para malaman na natin kung ano mga numbers ang sagot natin sa bawat item, paki-indicate na lang ang number para alam natin yung answer natin. Okay, sige. So, ayan yung mga choices natin. We have the words cylinder, cone, sphere, pyramid, volume of a solid figure, 1/3, circle, vertex, solid figures, pi, center, edge, and face. Okay, sige nga. So, maghihintay ako ng mga sagot ninyo, my dear students. So, pakilagay na lang po ang mga sagot sa ating chat box. Sige nga. Ayan. So, by the way, habang naghihintay po tayo ng answers, so, magkikita na tayo 2 weeks from now kasi sa darating na simula May 2 hanggang May 13 ay wala kayong pasok. So, dahil dyan ay wala muna tayong Itulay sessions on the said dates, May 2 to May 13. Okay, so may sumagot na. Ayan, si Nerwin Negal Jr. Ang sagot niya, number 10 is cone. So tama ba ang cone? Yes, so tama. So a cone has one circular base and a vertex. Correct. Okay, very good, si Nerwin. Sige. So we have cone. So check na natin ang cone. Okay, mayroon pa bang mga ibang magsasagot? Okay, we're still waiting for the others. Quick recap lang naman ito. Ayan, so si Cassandra nagsagot din. Number 10 is cone. Okay, sige. Baka may iba pa po tayong sagot dyan. So, mangyari lamang na pwede tayo magsagot. You are free to answer in our FB Live. Ayan, sa ating DepEd Itulay FB page. Okay, so ano kaya ang mga sagot sa ating recall? Ayan, this is just a recap of what you have learned last week, no? Okay, so still waiting. Sige. Okay, let's have the... Ayan, so number 7, according to Cassandra Bravo, is cylinder. Yes, that's correct. A cylinder has two circular bases that are congruent and parallel. Very good. Okay. And we're still waiting for the other. So cylinder, may check na yan. Okay, sagot ni Nerwin ulit sa number 9, vertex. A point where edges intersect is called vertex. Okay, that is correct. Vertex, very good. Kay Nerwin, of course. Kay Angelic Marie Salazar, ganun din. Very good. Number 9 is vertex. Okay, meron pa tayong natitirang items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Okay, sagot ni Henry Stephen Kadapan. Number 2, solid figures. Yes, that is correct, anak. Very good. So solid figures are three-dimensional figures that enclose part of space. That is correct. Very good. Okay. Let's have the others. So waiting pa din tayo sa ating mga sagot. Okay, so meron pa tayong words na natitira. Sphere, pyramid, volume of a solid figure, 1/3, circle, pie, center, edge, and face. Sige. Meron pa ba? Okay, number 1 is circle. Okay, that is correct. Very good, Henry Stephen Kadapan and Darwin Negal. Circle, yes. Okay, number 3, ang sagot ni Cassandra Bravo, edge. Let's see. The edge ang sagot sa number 3. I'm afraid it's incorrect. Okay, ano tawag doon? It is a three-dimensional figure sa number 3 ito. Three-dimensional figure na kung saan lahat ng points sa space ay magkakapares ang distance from the given points called center. O kung sa two-dimensional figure, ang sagot dyan ay circle, pero dahil ito ay three-dimensional figure, ang tawag natin doon ay, of course, you have sphere. Ayan. Sphere is the set of all points in space that are the same distance from a given point called center. Okay, sphere. Okay, let's have number 4. Yes, of course. A pyramid has one base. Its other faces are triangles. That is correct. Pyramid, that is correct. Okay, and so may check na tayo sa pyramid, may check na tayo sa sphere. Okay, what else? So last 2 or last 3 rather. Ano daw to? Okay, still waiting. I see the Antoison pyramid. Okay. Si Carl, pyramid din. Okay, so let's have number 5. The volume of any pyramid is blank, the product of the area of the base and its height. So what's the answer to this? Okay, number 5. Yes, tama si Nerwin Regal Jr. 1/3. Very good. Ayan, so sa number 6, yes, tama ang sagot ni Henry Stephen. The volume of a solid figure. That is correct. So the volume of a solid figure is the amount of space it encloses. And of course, the last na lang, number 8. Number 8 na lang pong hinahanap natin. Some space figures have flat surfaces called blank. So ano yung tawag sa flat surface ng space figure? Is it the pie, center, edge, or face? Of course, it's called. Yes, that is correct. Number 8 is face. Tamang sagot ni Francis Ryan Andres and si Nerwin Negal Jr. Number 8 is face. Okay, so very good. Nakuha na ninyo ang tamang sagot. So dahil dyan, I'll give you a round of applause for that. Ayan. Okay, so again, this is just a recap of what you've learned last week. Now let's proceed to the lesson for today. So we're going to find and solve routine and non-routine problems involving volume of solid figures. So I have here set of solid figures. Ayan. So we have there the 4 solid figures, namely rectangular pyramid, cylinder, cone, and sphere. So let's have this. Given the following solid figures, which has the greatest volume? Then you're going to use 3.14 for the value of pi when needed. So again, using these 4 solid figures shown on your screens right now, which has the greatest volume? Okay, so in our case, let's find the volume of each solid figure. So let's start with the first one. So as you can see on the first one, we have a rectangular pyramid. So again, what is a rectangular pyramid? So a rectangular pyramid has one base and its other faces are triangles. Okay, so the volume V of a rectangular pyramid is given by the formula. Of course, if you can still recall, the volume is 1/3 times, that is originally 1/3 times the area of the base times height. But since the base is rectangle rather, so the area of a rectangle is length times width. So therefore, in general, if we're going to have the volume of a rectangular pyramid, that is denoted by 1/3 times the length times the width times the height. Okay, so let's have this. Find the volume of the pyramid below. So how are you going to find the volume of the pyramid below? So notice that in our given pyramid, you're given the length and width of 6 meters and 5.5 meters respectively. And the height of the pyramid is 8 meters. So therefore, we are going to solve for the volume. So of course, if you solve for the volume of the pyramid, that is, of course, we have to plug in the length, width, and height of the rectangular pyramid. So the length is 6 meters, the width is 5.5 meters, and the height is 8 meters. So therefore, we now have the volume equal to 1/3 times the product of 6 meters, 5.5 meters, and 8 meters. Okay. So to multiply the given numbers, of course, you multiply first 6 meters by 5.5 meters. It doesn't matter kung anong unahin ninyo, as long as you multiply any two numbers. So we have 6 times 5.5. So 6 times 5.5 is 33. So we now have 1/3 times 33 square meters times 8 meters. So therefore, we can simplify that. Of course, we can cancel 3 and 33 since 33 is divisible by 3. So therefore, 33 divided by 3 is 11. So we now have 1 times 11 times 8. So 1 times 11 times 8, the answer is 88 cubic meters. So therefore, the volume of the rectangular pyramid is 88 cubic meters. Okay. So take note of the following. So we get the volumes of each solid figures so that we will be determining which of the four solid figures have the greatest volume. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, let's proceed with the second solid figure. So we have a cylinder. So again, what is a cylinder? A cylinder has two circular bases that are congruent and parallel. And of course, to find the volume of the cylinder, we're going to use the formula for the volume, that is pi r squared h. So that's pi times r times h. Okay, so take note that we're going to square the radius. So in our case, looking at the figure, the diameter of a cylinder is 12 meters and its height is 5 meters. So how do you find the volume of the cylinder? So again, just like what we did last week and earlier, we're going to substitute the given diameter and height to the given formula. But take note, since the formula of the cylinder is pi r squared h and our given is diameter, so therefore we're going to find the radius of the cylinder. Of course, to find the radius given the diameter, we will going to have dividing the diameter by 2 meters, or 2 rather. So that's 12 meters divided by 2. So that's equivalent to 6 meters. So therefore, our radius of the cylinder will be 6 meters. Okay, so from that, we're going to get the volume. So the volume is pi r squared h. So therefore, we now have volume equals to pi, which is 3.14. So 3.14 times the square of 6 meters times 5 meters. So therefore, of course, we will follow the order of operations. So we're going to consider squaring 6 meters first, no? So 36 square meters is the answer to that. So we now multiply 3.14 by 36 and 5. So therefore, the result will be 565.2 cubic meters. Ayan, very good. Si Cassandra Bravo, nakuha niya ang tamang sagot. Meron din si Carl, Dominic, and Nerwin. Very good. Okay, so therefore, the volume is 565.2 cubic meters. Okay, we now already get the volume of the cylinder. Let's now proceed to the cone. Okay, so of course, recalling our concept on finding the volume of a cone. So a cone is a closed figure with a circular base and a single vertex. Ayan, as you can see on our screens right now. Okay, so how do we find again the volume of a cube? So the volume of a cube is given by the formula volume equals to 1/3 times pi times r squared times h. So if you recall what you have learned last week, the volume of the cone is just 1/3 the volume of the cylinder. Diba? So yung volume ng cone ay 1/3 lamang ng volume ng cylinder. But take note, as long as both radius and height of cone and a cylinder are the same. So kung magkapares lamang ang volume, ang radius rather, and height ng cylinder and cone, then you will apply that concept. Now, let's have an example. So in our example earlier, find the volume of a cone with radius 9 decimeters and height 21 I stand corrected. It should be meters, I think so, because it should, the meters is used as our unit of measurement. So from that, we're going to have meters. So let's disregard the D. So finding the answer in meters, since our given is in terms of meters, so therefore we are now going to find the volumes. Again, using the formula, volume equals to 1/3 times pi r squared h. So therefore, we have 1/3 times 3.14 times the square of 9 meters times 21 meters. So therefore, again, just like what we did earlier, so we follow the order of operations. So we have to square 9 meters. So 9 times 9 is 81. So we now have 1/3 times 3.14 times 81 square meters times 21 meters. And take note, since meron tayong fraction na 1/3, so therefore we may apply the cancellation method. So we may cancel 3, and you can have either 81 or 21 since 81 is divisible by 3 and 21 as well is also divisible by 3. So para mabilis, let's have 21 na lang. So this will become 7. So we now have 1 times 3.14 times 81 square meters times 7 meters. So therefore the result will be equal to 1,780.38 cubic meters. So that will be the final answer. So that will be the volume of the given cone. So take note of the volumes. Again, you will find the greatest volume among the four given solid figures. And very good ang ating mga students. Very active sa pagsagot. Tama ang sagot ni na Cassandra, Nerwin, Gwyneth, Carl, Dominic, and Dayan Tuazon. Very good. Okay, and let's have the last solid figures shown earlier. So we have, of course, the sphere. So what is the sphere? So a sphere is the set of all points in space that are the same distance from a given point called center. Ayun yung sinasabi natin kanina. Di ba? Yung nasa ano natin, exercises natin kanina. So that's the definition of sphere. Now, again, we get the volume of a sphere. Oops, I stand corrected. It should be sphere. Sorry. Okay. So the volume of a sphere is denoted by 4/3 pi r cubed. Ayan. So 4/3 pi r cubed. Again, the given is just the radius of the sphere. Okay, so again, let's have an example. Find the volume of the sphere with a diameter of 12 meters shown below. Ayan. So how do you find the volume of the sphere? So again, take note. Since the formula is 4/3 pi r cube, so dapat ang given natin ay yung radius ng sphere. And again, take note that the given problem gives the diameter of the sphere. So again, katulad ng natin kanina, so para mahanap ang radius ng sphere, you just simply divide the diameter by 2 or get half the measure of the diameter. So that's 12 divided by 2 equals 6 meters. So the radius of the sphere will be 6 meters. So from that, we're going to substitute the given radius by 6 meters. So therefore, the volume of the sphere, so again, that's 4/3 pi r cubed. So that is 4/3 times 3.14 times the cube of 6 meters. So therefore, from that, we're going to get first the cube of 6. So that will be 6 times 6 times 6. So be careful in multiplying. So that is equal to 216 square meters. And from that, we're now going to multiply 4/3 by 3.14 and 216 cubic meters. So take note that we may do the cancellation. We may cancel 3 and 216 because 216 is divisible by 3. So that is 72. Yes. Okay, so therefore, we'll have 4 times 3.14 times 72 cubic meters. So the answer will be 904.32 cubic meters. So therefore, that's how to find the volume of the sphere. Ayan. Questions? Parang wala namang tanong. Siyempre, hindi ko rin kayo maano dahil tayo ay nasa live session. However, I'm sure that you already get the lesson since napag-aralan na rin naman natin ito nung last week. It's just a continuation of our lesson last week. Okay, so let's now go to the problem. So if you remember, based on the given question, you're going to find the greatest volume. So therefore, answering the question, we can say that the cone has the greatest volume among the given solid figures. Kasi kung matatandaan ninyo, that's equivalent to 1,780 1,780.38 cubic meters. So obviously, dun pa lang, sobrang laki na ng volume ng cone. Okay, so let's go to the next. So again, these are the formulas. Recap lang tayo. In getting the volume of solid figures. So to enumerate some formulas for the volume of solid figures, so we have the prism, rectangular prism, cube, rectangular pyramid, cylinder, cone, ulit yung cylinder, sorry, and sphere, no? Okay, so these are the formulas for the volume. Okay, so hopefully ay matatandaan ninyo at maiintindihan ninyo ang paggamit ng mga formulas na yan na nakikita ninyo. Okay, so that is how to find the volume of solid figures. Okay, so let's try to answer the exercises. Sige nga, let's see if you can answer the given exercises. So find the volume of each of the given solid figures. Again, you'll be using 3.14 for the value of pi if needed or if possible. Okay, sige. So we are given number 1 and number 2 there. Ayan. So let's see if you can try to find the volume of the given solid figures. Sige. So hopefully, I'll be giving you time to solve for the given volumes for numbers 1 and 2. Okay, so habang naghihintay tayo, baka mayroong gustong bumate sa ating FB Live. Ayan. So si Gerald RV Dula Cantor, happy learning everyone. Ang kanyang advisor, si Ma'am Sani Rarama, Principal Sir Rodelio Domingo Ganyo, at mula sa San Pedro Villa Concepcion Elementary School. Ayan, sa SDO Isabela. Okay, sige. Ayan, so let's try to answer for the volume. So for number 1, obviously, that is a rectangular pyramid. So for number 2, obviously, you're given the cylinder. Ayan, so may sagot si Gwyneth Angeline. Isa sa mga soulmates natin to. Sagot niya sa number 1, 192 cubic meters. Okay. Tama kaya yan? Let's see. Ayan. Okay, so sumagot din si Cassandra Bravo, 192 cubic meters. Wow, okay. So nagkakasundo sila sa sagot sa number 1. Sige, let's try to answer. So habang nagsosolve kayo sa number 1, hopefully ay nagsosolve na din kayo sa pangalawa. Okay, yun din ang sagot ni Angelic Marie Salazar, 192 cubic meters. Si Gerald RV din. Sige, let's see. So again, the formula is 1/3 times length times width times height. And again, since it's a rectangular pyramid, so we have given the length and width of 8 meters and 6 meters. So from that, to solve for the volume, again, we're going to substitute. So that's volume equals to 1/3 times 8 meters times 6 meters times 12 meters. So therefore, we can cancel 3 and 12 para mas mabilis tayo. So that will 4. So we now have 1 times 8 times 6 times 4. So 8 times 6 is 48. So we now have 48 square meters multiplied by 4 meters. So therefore, the answer there is 48 times 4, 192 nga. Tama. So that's 192 cubic meters. So very good. Ang gagaling talaga ng ating mga grade 6 students. Ayan. Okay, let's try to answer number 2. Ayan. So maghintay ako ng sagot ninyo sa number 2. Ayan. So may sumasagot. Ayan. So may umahabol pa. Very good. Kina Gerald RV, kay Dayan Tuazon, kay Carl Dominic. Ayan. Okay, so may sumagot. Sabi ni Nerwin Negal sa number 2, 276,938 cubic centimeters. So technically, ganun din ang sagot ni na Gwyneth, ni na Gerald, Cassandra, Dayan, Angelic, 276,938 or may sumagot ng 276,948. Okay, let's see. So again, the formula for the second one, that's a cylinder. So that's V equals to pi r squared h, no? So again, since you're given the radius of 42 centimeters and the height is 50 centimeters, so that will be volume equals to 3.14 times the square of 42. So that's 42 cm raised to the second power multiplied by 50 cm or 50 centimeters. So we therefore square 42. So the square of 42, that's 2 times 3 is 4, 8, 8, 16. So that's 4, 16 carry 1, 1764. So that's 3.14 multiplied by 1,764 square centimeters times 50 centimeters. Okay, so para mas madali, I think we multiply 3.14 by 50 muna, no? So 3.14 times 50, so that's 0, 20 carry 2, 7, 15. Then remove the two decimal, to two zeros rather, so that's 157. So therefore, we'll have 157 centimeters multiplied by 1,764 square centimeters. Ite-check lang natin kung tama ang pagmumultiply natin. So 1,764 multiplied by 157, so that's 8, 28, carry 2, 4, 54, carry 4, 53, carry 5, 7 times sub is 12, 5 times 4 is 20, carry 2, 32. Okay, so 5 times 7 is 35, 38, carry 3, 6, 8. So 4, 6, 7, 1. Okay, so let's add. So that's 8, 4, 9, 16, carry 1, 17, carry 1, 2. Okay, so the answer is 276,948. So the answer cubic centimeters. Okay, again, do not forget the unit of measurement used. So the answer is 276,948 cubic centimeters. Very good. Ang gagaling talaga ng ating mga grade 6 students. Tama. Okay, so let's go to the next. Mukhang expert na kayo. So let's try to solve routine and non-routine problems involving volume of solid figures. So let's try to solve word problems naman. Sige. Let's have an example here. Read and study this problem. Okay, the problem is Eden goes to a movie house. On her way, she sees two stores selling popcorns. The first store puts the popcorn in a cubical container in which the side measures 12 centimeters, while the second store rather ito, second store puts the popcorn into a cylindrical container with a diameter that measures 14 centimeters, while the height measures 10 centimeters. If the popcorns are sold at the same price for the two containers, which container can fill more popcorns and why? Ayan. So take note ha. Meron dalawang lagayan ang popcorn. So yung isa ay cubic ang shape niya or cubical ang container while the other one is a cylindrical container. Galing, no? So pati sa pagbibili ng popcorn, kailangan pa rin malaman kung alin lang may more popcorns. Siyempre, kailangan wise din tayo, no? Kumbaga, quantity over quality. Parang ganon. Okay. So, ano kaya sa tingin niyo ang tamang sagot? Alin ba dyan sa dalawang container na yan ang may greater volume or should I say more popcorns? Is it the cubical one or the cylindrical one? Let's try to find out. Let's try to answer the problem. So again, we follow the four-step rule in solving the problem. So step one is to understand the problem. So again, what is asked in the problem? So ano nga ba ang tinatanong natin o ang hinahanap natin rather? Of course, you're going to find the container which holds more popcorn. Siyempre, yun ang kailangan natin malaman. Then second, what are the given facts? Of course, the given facts are the edge of the cubical container is 12 centimeters, and the other one is the diameter and the height of the cylindrical container, which are 14 centimeters and 10 centimeters respectively. Okay, so alin kaya ang may more popcorn? Sige. Then second is planning. Which formula shall we use to solve the problem? Of course, from the word itself, cubical container. So you'll use the formula for the volume of cube. And of course, cylindrical container, you will use the volume of the cylinder. So therefore, you will use the formulas in finding the volume of a cube and cylinder. Ayan. So volume of cube is the cube of the edge, or just get the cube of the edge. And for the volume of cylinder, that's volume equals to pi r squared h. Okay. So, yan ang kailangan ninyong malaman. Now, let's proceed to the next. Solve the problem. Siyempre, step 3. So, we now solve the problem. And how are we going to solve the problem? Of course, you will show your computation. Siyempre, hindi natin pwedeng isolve yan ng basta-basta lang. Siyempre, kailangan may computation tayo. So, let's start with the cube. So, for the solutions, again, you'll find the formula, or you will use the formula rather, to find the volume of the cube and cylinder. So, cube is this one, of course. You're going to get the cube of 12 centimeters. So the cube of 12, that's 12 times 12 times 12. So that is equal to 1,728 cubic centimeters. So that's the volume of the cube. And the other one, the volume of the cylinder. Ayan, so very good. Talaga nagsosolve ng mga kids natin, no? So, ang sagot, the volume of the cylinder, that's pi r squared h. So that is 3.14 times the square of 7 centimeters times 10 centimeters. Of course, you're going to square 7 first. So 7 times 7 is 49. Then multiply mo lang yung 3.14 by 49 and 10. So we'll get 1,538.6 cubic centimeters. So therefore, comparing the two, which has the greater container? Is it the cubical container or the cylindrical container? Of course, you'll check and you will look back at the problem and notice that we get the cubical container has the greater volume, or the cubical container fills more popcorns than the cylindrical container since it has bigger volume. So, ang sagot natin ay ang cubical container. Okay, so I think we still have time. Pwede pa tayo magsagot ng dalawang word problems. Then after this, we'll end the session. So let's try to answer this problem. Ayan. Read each item carefully, then solve. Then you will use 3.14 for the value of pi when needed. Okay, so let's have two problems. So for our two problems, the first one, a rubber ball has a diameter of 6 centimeters. What is its volume? Then the second problem is, a rectangular box has a volume of 3,360 cubic centimeters. If the length is 24 centimeters and the width is 14 centimeters, how long is the box? Okay, ayan. Sige, so I will be waiting for your answers. So let us see if you can try to solve the given exercises. So again, you will be using the formulas in getting the volume of solid figures. Ang bibilis naman mag-solve. Ang bilis ni Gwyneth. Sabi ni Gwyneth, Angeline Tolentino, ang rubber ball's volume is 113.04 cubic centimeters. Medyo iba siya ng sagot kay Nerwin Negal Jr. Ang sagot niya ay 904.32. Bakit square, anak? Okay, volume tayo ha. Okay. Ayan. So again, habang naghihintay po tayo, reminder, so in 2 weeks, from May 2 to May 13, ay hindi muna tayo magkikita. Because you have a 2-week break. So from that, enjoy your 2-week break. Grade 6 students. So at least makakapagpahinga muna tayo. Kayo pala actually. Ayan. Okay, sige. Ayan, so ang sumagot na rin, iba, si Nerwin Negal, yun, I think correct na niya, 113.04 cubic centimeters. Same thing with Cassandra Bravo. Okay, let's see kung tamang mga sagot nila. So again, the first one is a sphere. So we'll use the formula for the volume of a sphere. And the volume of a sphere, again, is volume equals to 4/3 pi r cubed. So volume equals to 4/3 times 3.14 times the cube of 6. So we get the cube of 6, so 6 times 6 times 6. So that's equivalent to 216. So that's 4 thirds times 3.14 times 216 cubic centimeters. And obviously, we can divide 3 by 200, sorry, we divide 216 by 3. So that's equivalent to 72. So we now multiply 4 by 3.14 and 72. So we may multiply for 72 by 4. So that's equal to 288. Then we now multiply 288 by 3.14. So that's 32 carry 3, 35 carry 3, 1, 1. So 8, 8, 2. 3 times 8 is 24, carry 2, 6, 26, carry 2, 8, 9. So that's 2, 13, carry 1, 2, 10, 14, carry 1, 10, carry 1, 9, and oops, what's happening? This is a sphere, ha? Okay. And another 9. Okay, so I think that's correct. So the answer, okay. The correct answer is 904.32 ayan, cubic centimeters. Am I correct? Ayan. So again, 70 times 4 is 288. Then multiplied by 3.14. So 32 carry 3. So 35 carry 3 is 1. Okay, so tama naman. Okay. Sumagot ba ng tama? 904.32. Okay, so yes, you're correct. Okay, that's correct. Let's see for the next one. Okay, for the next problem, what are you going to do? So that's the volume of a rectangular prism, no? So the volume of a rectangular prism is denoted by the formula volume equals to length times width times height, no? So take note that the given volume is 3,360. So therefore, from that, we're now going to solve for the height since you're missing the height of the rectangular prism. So therefore, we have to substitute the volume, which is 3,360 cubic centimeters. So that's equal to the length, which is 24 centimeters, and the width is 14 centimeters, and we have height as our missing, so we now have h there. So to find h, we will multiply 24 centimeters by 14 centimeters. Then we will be dividing 3,360 by the product of 24 and 14. So to do that, we may divide both sides by 24 centimeters times 14 centimeters. And then we do the cancellation. So is 24 or 3,360 divisible by 24? So let's see if we can divide 3,360 by 24. So that's 1, 24, 96. Yes, 140 is the answer. So this will be 140 and 1. And take note that 140 is divisible by 14. So that will be 10 centimeters. So therefore, the height is equal to 10 centimeters. Wait. Okay, there seems to be a problem. Okay, I understand the problem. Yes. Okay. Take note pala, class. Thank you for correcting, Carl. Ayan. Yeah, sorry for that. I stand corrected. Okay, so ngayon pa lang kinokorek ko na po, my dear students. Yes. Moral lesson, make sure to read first the word problem. It says on the problem that you are given the diameter. You're given the diameter of 6 centimeters. So therefore, we'll get half 6. So the half of 6 is 3. So it should be 3 centimeters. So the radius of the rubber ball should be 3 centimeters. My apologies on that, my dear students. Thank you for correcting Mr. Carl Dominic. Yan, thank you. So we now have the cube of 3 centimeters multiplied by 3.14 times 4 thirds. So we now have 27. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So we now cancel 27 and 3, so that's 9. So we now multiply 4 by 9, that's 36. So we now have 3.14 times 36. So that's 24 carry 2, that's 8, 18, 12 carry 1, 4, and 12. So that's 4, 10 carry 1, 13, carry 1, 4, and, sorry, 12, 9 lang pala to. Is that correct? It's 10. Okay, so it's 113.04. That is correct. Okay. So the volume of the rubber ball is 113.04 cubic centimeters. Okay, thank you for that, Carl. Ayan, so tamang sagot ni Gwyneth. Yes, that is correct. So again, be careful in solving word problems. So make sure to read each item carefully. Ayan. Okay, so hope you understand. Again, thank you for that, Carl. Okay, so from that, we are now going to have our homework. Ayan. And again, for our homework, please use the hashtag Math6Q4 week 2. Since week 2 tayo. And again, please use the hashtags Itulay level up. So again, hopefully dito, please do tag us, kami ni Tutor Prince, para alam din namin na kayo ay may answer na. Nanonotify din sa FB namin, no? So hanggat maaari, paki-mention na rin kami ni Tutor Prince sa FB, or sa DepEd FB natin. Okay? DepEd Itulay FB page. So again, our word problem is Mr. Cruz buys a cylindrical shaped water tank that is 2 meters high and whose circular base has a radius of 0.8 meters. Unknown to Mr. Cruz, his wife also purchases a spherical tank whose capacity is 5 cubic meters. They want to keep the bigger tank and return the other. Which tank should they retain? Okay, so parang katulad lang ng word problem natin kanina, no? So again, Mr. Cruz buys a cylindrical shaped water tank that is 2 meters high and whose circular base has a radius of 0.8 meters. Unknown to Mr. Cruz, his wife also purchases a spherical tank whose capacity is 5 cubic meters. They want to keep the bigger tank and return the other. Which tank should they retain? So that is your homework. And matagal-tagal tayo ulit na magkikita. So hopefully, masolve din ninyo yan in ahead of time. So madali lang naman yung ating homework, no? So kayang-kaya natin yan, my dear students. So from that,